Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chana and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 4. Almost forgot that intro because it has been a minute, you guys. All right, I just took a break. I'm back now, but hold on, intro shot, and then let's get into it. Okay, so yes, I took a break. It ended up being longer than I anticipated because A, wow, I needed a break, and B, life was busy and stuff like that. And then C, I don't know if you can still hear it in my voice. I know I sure can. I got sick. I was sick for, normally when I get sick, I'm sick like, first of all, I don't usually get sick. And then if I do, I'm sick for like a day or two. This was like a whole long drawn out thing, which was a little bit ridiculous. So I just still sound kind of sick, even though like I'm not. I'm totally fine now, other than just sounding like this for a little bit longer, I suppose. Okay, so with this video, I kind of wanted to come back on and just sort of let you guys know what I have been up to, how it's been going, and yeah. So sorry this was delayed longer than I had anticipated, but life happens. Okay, so what have I been up to? First, obviously spending more time with family. Oh my gosh. Just spending more time with family, which has been really, really nice. Without that pressure of work and deadlines and things like that. And I guess I know this is like self-imposed work and deadlines and stuff like that, but it was still there. And just to like have all of that stress gone and not have to worry about that and just be able to just totally focus on my family has been amazing. We've added a ton of new books to our library because we have been going to a lot of the book sales at the libraries in our area. We have been spending a lot of time outdoors, just hanging out. We've been out with friends a lot. Tons of board games. We are loving board games right now. Lots of reading aloud. We're in the middle of so many books right now as a family. There's like books I have with each kid, and then there's like kind of like our Shabbat books, where we have like special books that we're reading only on Shabbat. And it just like, I don't know, it's just great. It's just great. We're just really enjoying spending a lot of time together. Of course, along with that, I'm spending a lot more time with friends, which is also fun. I have more time to be with my friends, or even just having like those conversations via like WhatsApp or text message or whatever like that. It's been really nice just to be able to keep in touch with people more, just more easily, because I don't feel, again, all of that pressure of all of the things. Other things I've been working on, spending a lot of time in the kitchen. I have been perfecting my chocolate chip cookie recipe, which, okay, I am very proud of my chocolate chip cookies. They're not like so special. I literally use the Nestle Toll House recipe. These are for my gluten chocolate chip cookies. This is different than my gluten-free ones. I literally use the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie recipe, but then I use fake butter instead of real butter. So you have to add a little bit more flour. I add an extra, I think it's an extra quarter cup or a half cup of flour. I think it's an extra quarter cup of flour. I can check on that if you guys want. Anyways, I have just been, really perfecting that recipe and really enjoying that recipe. I've been making buckeyes. I've been able to hop back on like the community meal trains. For a long time, I just wasn't able to do meal trains for like new families that moved in or people who had had a child or like whatever the thing is. I hadn't been able to participate in that aspect of my community, and that really bothered me because I really enjoy cooking. Like cooking food for people is kind of a love language of mine. So it's been really nice to be able to get back on that. We had 4 new families move into our neighborhood in 1 week. So I was able to do a meal for everybody. And one of my friends just had a baby. I'm bringing her a meal in a couple of days for her meal train. Like it just feels really good to be able to get back into that and be able to participate in that chesed and that kindness. I've also been working on freezer meal planning, more crock pot cooking, things like that. Just overall trying to implement those systems in the kitchen to make my life easier, because as much as I love cooking, like it is a huge amount of my time. And where is this time coming from? I took out the work and it's like, whoosh, the time is already gone, it feels like. So yeah, trying to work some more on that. I've got a whole list of meals that I'm going to experiment on with the kids, see how they like them. I've been doing a lot of Japanese cooking lately, which everybody loves. A lot of Chinese cooking, American Chinese cooking. The Japanese cooking I do is pretty I think like actual Japanese cooking, but then the Chinese cooking that I do is definitely more like American Chinese cooking. So yeah, those are flavors and styles of food that my whole family loves. So we've been doing a lot of that, and yeah, just trying to spice it up in the kitchen a little bit, you know, and have some really good food and not just like throw pasta on the table because I'm tired at the end of the day. And that all comes down to planning, and now I have time to do those plans. And of course, all of the sourdough. I've been doing lots of the sourdough baking. I've been gifting loaves to friends. I have people requesting to buy my sourdough. So I've been kind of thinking in my head, do I want to get back into the bread selling business? I used to sell gluten-free bread out of my home for a while. That was really fun. But then kind of when YouTube got to be a little more serious for me, I had to cut something. So I cut that, and I don't know, I'm kind of considering maybe the sourdough, maybe like not like on any kind of a major scale, not like on these people you see on like on Instagram, whatever, have like the big fancy ovens, they have like the whole sourdough room situation going on. No, not like that, but maybe like a few loaves here and there for friends kind of a thing, because I can't just give away all of my bread, but like when I have extra dough, then I will give away the occasional loaf. But as far as someone wanting to like request an order, then maybe I might, I don't know. Another thing that I have been working on a lot lately is the garden. Okay, if you've been watching my Instagram, you've seen me really be sprucing up the garden. I went through, the garden was a jungle, you guys. There was like bamboo growing in the garden. I don't even know where that came from. Bamboo is like pretty much impossible to get rid of, but I have been working really, really hard on getting rid of that. Completely overgrown with weeds, stuff taller than me. It was like a literal jungle out there. I asked my husband if we could literally just burn it. And like, I was serious mostly about that because it was really, really out of hand. I'll try to like throw in some pictures of that, but they're gonna have to be screenshots from my Instagram, so they won't be good quality, but what I did is I went through, I had to turn the garden into mud basically with the hose, just because it had not been raining. It was still when it was really hot out, and get all of those weeds out, which the only way to get them all out by the roots was to really turn that ground into mud, because otherwise it was like rock. It just wouldn't come out. So I went through the muddy mess, getting all of those weeds out. A lot of the dirt had just disappeared between pulling the weeds and just time, erosion, whatever. So then I got a mix of compost and topsoil, mixed that together, added that to the beds, and then I started planting. So I've got a great crop now of okra. I've got some peas coming up. I have got some beans. I've got a bunch of wildflower seeds that I have sowed in there that are starting to come up. I saw my first corn sprout this morning, so that was pretty exciting. There's something else that I planted and I totally cannot remember what it is right now. I think it's cucumbers. So those are out there as well. And then here in a couple of days, I can do kind of my next round of planting. I basically have a schedule for when I can plant for the fall here in my area in Texas. I can't remember what zone I am in, but it is North Texas. So we can plant pretty much all year round. I do not plant year round. I've never planted year round. I always took like the, you know, the coldest part of the winter off. I don't know if I'm gonna do that this year or not. I may try to keep something going all the way through just because I can, and it's been a couple of years since I've really been in the garden, but yeah, it's so much fun. I'm loving my time out there. I also spent a lot of time just in general kind of fixing the place up. Last year I had really worked a lot on the pathways in the garden, weeding, lining, putting mulch down. So those still look pretty good. I just had to do a little weeding in there. But I did some work on the fence. I had built the fence around the garden myself. It was not quality. It was not quality. But I did some repair work on that, and it's much more quality now. It's much better. And I got a gate and put that up because the gate that we had before, DIY project, not by me, but it just didn't last. It just didn't last over the years. So I got a new gate and I installed that one myself. That was super fun. And yeah, it looks fantastic out there now and I love it. And everything is starting to grow and I can't wait to start eating food from our garden here in the next month or so. Okay, more stuff that's been going on. School. The kids are back to school. The kids are back to school and it's been going great. We're using mostly Memoria Press. It is amazing. The Memoria Press charter materials, just doing the whole curriculum that they offer pretty much. I had to edit a little bit for my older kids because they didn't have everything exactly with the charter materials. But anyways, I could try to do a whole video on that later. but we're kind of like into our school year. Let me know if you're interested in that so I can try to put that together. Oh, Hebrew. A lot of you guys were asking what we're using for Hebrew. Let me grab that. Okay, so first my kids learn how to read Hebrew, and then they use the Bright Beginnings books for kind of an intro to like verbs and prefixes, suffixes, little basic translating of things. And then now we're moving into this one. I will link to it in the description box. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. So just that's what it is. This is what we're using. The Guide to Lashon Kodesh, Mastering the Basics. And there's a second book that we're going to be using after this, which is verbs. And this book has been really, really good. It's awesome. And it's working great for my 6th grader right now. The kids are all loving school. We definitely had a transition moving into something new and something different and something that was a lot more rigorous than what we had been doing, but it's working out amazing. And now the kids have really gotten into it. And they've all been telling me, particularly this last week, as we're a few weeks into school since we started in July, maybe more than a few weeks. I don't even know. We just kind of did a slow start starting in July because we knew that we were taking off time in the fall and spring for camping trips and things like that. So we didn't want to be rushed or feel like we had to double up or anything crazy like that. So, but anyways, the kids have been telling me, particularly last week, they were like, this was really hard at the beginning, but now I really, really like it. So it's really nice to have like that positive feedback from the kids and not just from me seeing, hey, my kids are really getting this. This is great. But like they're actually enjoying it and things like that. So that's really fantastic. Me and my own education, I've been able to spend more time on learning for myself, which is great. I'm still doing the Nach Yomi program at the level that I plan to do it this year, which is basically all audio classes. I'm listening to the one put out by the OU for women through the Nach Yomi program. The Nach Yomi program, by the way, I'll link to it in the description box below, but it's basically learning prophets and some other writings. I'm listening to that class, and then there are 2 other podcast classes that I listen to for each chapter. So I'm doing 3 total for each chapter, and that's kind of how I'm learning it this year. Last year, I did it reading with commentary and listening to 1 or more classes. And this year it's just audio because that's really all that I can do right now. I'm still teaching my Parsha class every week, so I'm spending a lot of time still prepping for that. Even though I have my notes from last year, since I've been doing the class for over a year now, there's still a lot of prep time that goes into that, and I don't have classes, notes, etc. from every Parsha. So as like this week, for example, I taught a class last night. I didn't have any notes, so I had to prepare from scratch this week. I love it though. I love preparing it from scratch. It's really fun. Okay, so I'm also taking a class from the House of Humane Letters. I'm taking their fairy tale class, and I also purchased their Star Wars class, so I'm excited to take that one after the fairy tale class. I'm just a little bit into the fairy tale class right now, but it's been really fun and insightful, and it's ruined fairy tales for me, so that's super fun. Other things that have been going on, we're gearing up for some camping trips. Like I said, we've got several camping trips coming up here in the fall, some more in the spring, family, with friends, with our homeschool group, like just it's just gonna be fun. We're excited. We're excited to get back out there. Baby Firefly has never been camping. I went camping a few times when I was pregnant with him. He's 2 now, and we haven't been at all. So it's been a minute since we've been camping, but we are all so excited to get back out there. And I think it'll be a really fun age to try out camping for him. And then of course, I've just been reading a lot. I have so much more time to read. I started a new reading journal, which I was gonna just start it starting in January because to me, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's this year's reading journal. And then I was like, you know what though? I really want a reading journal now. So I just went ahead and started it. So when I started it, I basically sort of backtracked. I had written down all of the books that I had read this year, and that was really it. I just basically had sort of like a list in my previous book journal because I didn't have time to do a book journal like that. It was a pretty intensive book journal. So basically this year I just started writing every book that I had read. And it was definitely a lot less books than last year. I think last year I read around 50 books. It was like 40 something books, I think. And then this year I've read maybe 9. But they're quality books. They're quality books. We're going for quality over quantity. Books I'm reading right now. Right now I'm finishing up From Djerba to Jerusalem, which is a biography. Of course, I'm reading all the various books with the kids. Oliver Twist is what I'm reading with my son right now. It's a read aloud for school, so I'm reading that one aloud to him. Very interesting. It's my first Dickens novel, so that's super fun. It's leading to a lot of really good conversations about a lot of different things. So Anna Karenina is one that I'm reading on my own. So last year was like my year of Jane Austen. I wanted to read all of the Jane Austen books last year. I read all but one. That last one I finished up this year. And this year is kind of become like the year of Russian literature. So I've got Anna Karenina. So then I've got War and Peace over here on the shelf. And then I went ahead and grabbed Middlemarch too. So we're just kind of doing all of the ridiculously long books this year. And then kind of along with journaling, I've also started bullet journaling for my planner this year. I'm using a large, like 8.5 by 11 size bullet journal. It's actually graph paper. It's graph paper, not actually bullets, but it's the same sort of a concept where I'm drawing out all of my calendar pages and everything. And that has been a really super fun thing. And I've ended up kind of journaling in the margins. I had thought that I would fill that with like quotes from my learning or reading or whatever. And it's ended up being me kind of journaling my life, which is kind of like a diary. So that's been really fun and interesting so far. I've only had that going for a few weeks now. So we'll see where that goes and how that ends up, because these things are ever evolving and changing, but I really like that it's like really just mine. It gives me a little bit of a creative outlet there, but without too much commitment. I'm not drawing pictures. I'm doing a lot of stickers, washi tape, things like that. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on around here. That's what I've been doing. That's what's been happening. And that's what I got. So I want to pop on, give you guys a little update, let you know I did not forget about you. I am still around. I just won't be on, like I said, a regular schedule or anything like that. It'll just be kind of like when I have time, when I can pop on, but I'm here. I'm here. So, all right. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Let me know what you guys have been up to, because I haven't talked to you guys in a while now. It's been 2 or 3 months. I don't even know. It's been a bit. It's been a bit. So let me know down there in the comments what you have been up to. Let me know how life is going for you. Let me know if things are good, I hope. And yeah, I would love to hear from you. Just get that conversation going. All right, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And that's all I can think of right now. So I'm a little out of practice. But okay, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you in my next upload.